Reggie here, your fellow neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This right here is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I do every single week on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. This is a show in which I attempt to engage you in some meaningful dialogue about some news and current events, things that may be top of mind for me and things that may be top of mind for you. We chat it up and we generally have a good time. And as part of that having a good time, we typically give away a cool slab or two, sponsored by Go Collect. And so we are definitely going to get to that in just a moment. I am looking right now at Swamp Thing number 37, the first appearance of John Constantine. This gorgeous cover, 9.4. And one lucky subscriber to the channel is actually going to be the recipient of that book tonight. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for that live drawing. We are going to talk about some news and current events, and then I'm going to give you guys a rundown of what's going to be released from the channel over the course of this week. And there's a couple of cool things. There's a couple of cool things that are going to be coming up. And there's a couple of cool things that we're going to talk about during the course of this show. So I want to first start off with giving a shout out to John S. John sent me a fantastic email over the course of this weekend. I want to thank you, brother, for that communication. Also want to shout out Universal Exports. My man Keith sent me an email, and Keith is a very observant person. And he sent me a message, and I was able to engage him in a conversation via email. And then also shout out to my man Rush Die Hard. I now know what my Canadian brother looks like. Rush sent me a fantastic photo. He has been a multiple time winner of the Go Collect giveaway. I think he's won twice. And it was nice to see my Canadian brother posing with the two slabs that I've sent to him, along with a super high grade of Amazing Spider-Man 110 Gibbon Gang Stand Up. And there's a lot of people that reached out to me over the course of this weekend, and shout out to all of those individuals. And you guys may be able to see back there in the back. It was my birthday on June 24th, just 4 days ago. And there's a fantastic statue that was given to me by several subscribers of the channel. It is back there on the mantle, and it is basically Spidey and the Gibbon just hanging out, having a good time, doing whatever it is that Spider people and Gibbons do when the lights are out. I don't know what those things are, but those guys are back there hanging out. So again, shout out to all those individuals that came together and surprised me with that fantastic AOK for my birthday. So thank you guys, and shout out to White Whale Comics for putting together a really cool Scorpion statue. It is already in the portfolio. I immediately after the show in which I unboxed that, I went to the other room. I assembled the statue, showed my children and my wife. Kids were still up, so I showed them the stuff, and then immediately put the Scorpion sketch in the portfolio, and I'll show that off at some point down the road here. So I want to give again a shout out to everybody that is here in the live stream for the Ready, Set, Go preview show. I want to scroll up to the top and see what you guys are talking about, see who's all here. My man Harvey Abel is here. The young Matthew, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. I heard you did a live stream. Yesterday. Congratulations on that. Hope the channel is doing well. Tina's in the house. Tina, it is good to see you. Scrolling through, Dan P is in the house. Flash fan number 11, brother. Flash fan. I'm going to apologize on behalf of my son. Did a clip of him on the Instagram machine earlier today. He was wearing a DC shirt, and after I told him to take it off and he refused, we then ran through the names of the various characters that were on the shirt, and he got Green Lantern. My boy got Green Lantern, which was a little bit of a surprise, but he did not know Flash, and so that too was a little bit of a shocker, especially because I just shown him a Michael Turner Flash cover just like the other day. So I don't know how he could get the Green Lantern, but not the Flash. So Flash fan 11, you definitely, I apologize, brother. I'm sorry. We're going to continue to work with him. We may have to do some in-depth remedial classes for him, but we will get him there. Jeff P is in the house. My man Alan, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Brandon is in the house. Wes is in the house. Randy Snake, my pit master. How you doing, brother? Joe, it's good to see you. Who else do we have in there? I'm scrolling through, seeing who else we have. We have another Jeff. Jeff, it's good to see you. All right. So again, thanks to everybody that has taken time out of their respective days to hang out here on a Sunday night with me. I have spent the last couple of hours doing a honeydew list. And I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to be getting in the hot tub immediately after the show is over. My wife looked at me earlier today and she said, I have a harebrained idea. I said, what idea do you have, dear? She said, I want to do something with the kitchen. And several hours later, I have a sore wrist, a sore back, a sore thumb, sore ankle. It has been brutal. It has been brutal. She decided that she wanted to either redo the entire kitchen or remove the backsplash and behind the stove and also the backsplash behind the counter. And so I opted for the cheaper of those two options and promptly started to remove all of the granite and individual tiles, individual glass tiles. Very painful, slow, tedious process. Several hours later, I still have a healthy amount to do, but we will persevere, and then we will be getting in the hot tub here very soon. But let me go ahead and talk about a couple of things that I wanted to talk about here to make you guys aware of. One of them I think is a really cool thing, right? I am a big fan of Valiant characters from back in the day. I recently had an opportunity to watch the Bloodshot movie. A lot of people did not like it, but I enjoyed the Bloodshot movie. I am a fan of Valiant from way back. And I saw this earlier and I wanted to kind of share with you guys. Valiant is making a comeback. And so this is an article that I found. Exo Manowar joins Valiant Bloodshot title. And I guess that Valiant has basically been on hiatus for a while. They've been on hiatus because of Voldemort. And what's great is that the Bloodshot title is actually returning in September, specifically September 16th. And what Valiant has said is that Exo Man of War will be guest starring in that issue. And again, I am a big fan of Bloodshot and Exo Man of War. I recently went back and read both of those titles again, the original stuff, not the rehash stuff that they did a few years ago. Went back and read a lot of the original stuff, and I thought that was really cool that they are coming back. And again, I'm a big fan of Exo Man of War, so I may actually pick up this issue and read it. I've heard from a few people that they are reading the current run of Bloodshot, and they've said nothing but good things about it. I have not looked at it, but maybe I will. Maybe I will check it out. Who was the artist on here? I thought it was an artist that was actually pretty well known. I'm trying to see if I can spot it here real quick, but it's saying that I think it's Bloodshot number 8 that is going to be the one where Exo Man of War will be appearing. I'm trying to scroll through to see if it tells me who the artist was, and I am not seeing it at the moment. It's probably right in front of my face, and I'm not seeing it. Oh, was it Tyler Kirkham? I think he's doing the cover. Maybe get rid of that. Yeah, it's probably right in front of my face, and I'm completely missing it. But again, I wanted to spread a little bit of news around Valiant because we talk a lot about DC and Image and also Marvel, and not a whole lot about Valiant. So I wanted to at least flag that for folks. Let me scroll down real quick here on the chat. See if I missed anything real quick. Hawaiian punch in your face, brother. It is good to see you, my friend. What does that say? Valiant Ninjak movie free on you, man. Bro, I'ma tell you, I watched this mini movie or something like that was on YouTube featuring Ninjak. It was actually pretty good. I watched it probably 3 or 4 months ago. I enjoyed it. It was like a mini movie or mini episode or something like that. I got a big kick out of that. Just the other day, in fact, I actually watched some of there's these Marvel shorts that they came out with featuring like Agent Coulson, and they're like 1 or 2 minute, miniature vignettes, if you will, that are out there on YouTube that came out a while ago. I watched those the other day and I thought they were really great. It's really cool that the publishers are able to release this content directly to us. It's just a shame that I don't hear about it until oftentimes much later. But yeah, this one right here featuring Ninjak was actually pretty darn good, and they had several of the characters actually in there. Exo Man of War was in there. I think it was Archer and Armstrong were in there. I mean, it was the normal people that you would assume when you think Valiant, they were actually in there. There was no Solar Man of War, and no Turok, but many of the other characters were actually in there. So I definitely got a big kick out of that. So my man Lee, how you doing, brother? He says, I never got into Valiant when they started, never really knew anyone. Yeah, Valiant, man, for me back in the 90s, it was Marvel, it was the Image guys, and then it was Valiant. You know, I read a healthy amount of Valiant. A Hard Corpse is probably one of my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite. I enjoy that one. But yeah, they had some good stuff. So, all right. So scrolling down. All right. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and I want to talk about the second thing that is on my list. The second item is Around the Boys. This, if you have not seen this on Amazon, I definitely want to encourage you guys to check it out because it is pretty darn good. The Boys season 1 is really fantastic. And they announced this a couple of days ago, that Boys season 2 release date revealed, and you can watch the opening 3 minutes now. I have not yet watched it, but I probably will. The good news is that the Boys are coming back, and they are going to be coming back in September. So the Boys are back. Soups are soaring again, thanks to the Boys season 2. Scrolling through, September release date for Amazon Prime. And I want to say, what date was it? I thought they gave an exact date in here. September 4th. Yeah, the Boys season 2 is officially flying our way on Amazon streaming service on September 4th. And they say though only the first 3 minutes are available. So there we go. So check it out. Here's the rundown of several of the episodes right here. I think these are all from season 2. So not a whole lot of individual episodes, which is kind of, you know, a little disappointing. How many is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only 8 episodes. That's a little disappointing. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more, but if you haven't seen Boys season 1, I definitely encourage you to watch it. It is not for children. It is definitely entertaining though. And I binge watched it in like 1 weekend, I want to say, or 1 week. I can't remember exactly, but 8 more episodes headed our way. And if you're interested, you can actually check out the first 3 minutes on Amazon Prime, but definitely a really good show. Highly recommend this show. All right. So let me close that out. Gonna bounce back to the chat real quick to see what you guys are talking about. There you go. There you go, man. Don't start talking dirty in here about Daredevil, man. I will tell you, it is fantastic. Daredevil on Netflix, fantastic. 8 episodes, and it's not going to be dropped all at once. No, man, they're going to make us wait, bro. Almighty Liger King. It is 8 episodes, and they are releasing, I want to say, 1 each Friday, starting in September. I guess I don't even know what day September 4th is. I'm guessing it's a Friday, but they're going to be coming out every Friday after that. So they're gonna piecemeal it out, man, which is a little disappointing. Definitely not for children. Definitely not for children. Make sure your babies are in bed before you turn on the Boys, because it is quite fascinating. But I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. It's one of those shows that I watch around, 8 o'clock after the kids are in bed. That's one of those shows. So let me see what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling through, there's a future in Valiant, especially if the movie side. So yeah, man, I would agree with that, Alex. I would agree. I want to say that when I originally did some research on this, Valiant basically had a 5-movie deal. They had a 5-movie deal. The first movie was Bloodshot. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I recommend Bloodshot. Vin Diesel is not the best actor in all honesty and transparency. He is not the best actor, but Bloodshot was still good. And so my hope is that they will be able to bring the Valiant universe to life using those 5 movies, my hope is that they can lay down a pretty good foundation for the future, and hopefully they can build upon it. I actually went out, in fact, and actually bought a lot of the Valiant keys probably a year ago in anticipation. Again, I play the Blue Ocean game, man. I want to get ahead of the curve. I don't want to pay for this stuff when it's all jacked up. I want to get it as inexpensively as possible. And so I went out and got a lot of those Valiant keys. So, and again, it's partly because a couple of reasons, right? I'm a Valiant fan from back in the day. I never owned a lot of the Valiant keys back in the day, and now I have an opportunity to get them, and it makes sense to get them because of what is happening down the road. And as I mentioned, I went back and read a lot of those issues from the beginning, right? I read them from the beginning to refresh myself on what I remember from my childhood. There were some things that, of course, you remember more fondly in hindsight than in reality. But some of the Valiant titles did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. So I'm scrolling through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Scroll. Oh, I found out that you can actually, if you are watching me on a big screen and you're on Instagram, do a screen grab, tag me, I'll give you a shout out. But the other thing I actually found out, if you are watching me on the big screen, shout out to my man, Lee Atkins, you can actually do thumbs up. I didn't think that you could do thumbs up if you are connected on the big screen through whatever Amazon Prime or whatever you happen to be watching, YouTube or whatever it is, you should be able to still give a thumbs up. So shout out to all you guys. Super Honorable Nephew, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Goose Fang says, I actually prefer smaller seasons, less filler, and we get to keep up with more shows. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. What I would say to you is that I would prefer a longer season only if there is quality, right? Like if you look at and I talk about this one often, the Luke Cage, the writers wanted to do 8 episodes. They did 13. They probably should have done 7. Because 13 was painful. It was painful to watch that. I would rather defer to the judgment of the writers and the creators versus the executives who are maybe a little too focused on the money part of things, right? If you have a story to be told and you can tell that story in 8 episodes and it be fantastic, I would rather take that than more and have those episodes be watered down. So I do agree where you're coming from, brother, but it's one of those things. If you can make it really good and give me more, I'll take that. Good, fast, or cheap, pick 2, right? Connie, how you doing? Connie's in the house. How you doing? I'm scrolling through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. I have not heard anything about Umbrella Academy. So many things have actually been shut down, as you guys know. So there are rumors right now that a lot of the Marvel shows are probably going to be resuming production starting at some point next month. There's a couple of rumors about some of that stuff. Some of the countries like Winter Soldier, I want to say, the country that they're filming in isn't open right now to international travel, but some destinations are opening back up, like I want to say Australia or something like that. So there are shows that are actually going to be moving back into production, which I think is a really good thing because, you know, we may be able to get the show back on the road and get the MCU streaming services and also the movies back on the road and start seeing some great content come out. So scrolling through. All right, cool. So the next thing that I want to talk about is actually something that I mentioned to you guys a few weeks ago, and it has taken a little bit of time for it to actually materialize because people get busy, right? I mean, completely honest, people get busy and things have to be prioritized and deprioritized. But I am pleased to say that I have worked out a deal with Key Collector app, where Key Collector app is now going to be featuring some content from Regie Collects. They're going to be featuring some content from me. And again, shout out to my man, Keith, who actually spotted this. Eagle Eye Keith spotted it earlier this weekend. He saw some notations when searching for some books where my name was actually mentioned. I didn't think that the feature wasn't fully active yet. It was in the process of being worked on, but there were some books where my name was actually showing up. So I actually want to pull this up real quick. This is actually a really, really cool thing for me. It is something that I've been really excited about, getting a way or having a way to extend my reach beyond the digital platform of YouTube and my website. And so now with Key Collector app, if you head over there and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see a familiar logo. You will see a very familiar logo. It says Regie Collects. If you click on that, I have not clicked on this one okay, so it does work. All right, I've done it on the app, but not on the screen here. So hopefully, let me make sure you guys can see that. You can indeed see it. All right, so over here, Regie Collects 10 awesome finds in the Regie Collects 100K pedigree collection. We're using air quotes because it's not truly a pedigree, but we're going to call it a pedigree. Reggie Simmons recently acquired a comic book collection of 100,000 comics. He doesn't own a comic shop or work in the industry. True. Browse the list and check out his video that offers practical tips on finding and buying a collection of your own. Hit the watch button and subscribe to the Friendly Neighborhood Bodybuilder YouTube channel. And so there's a link here where if you click on that, you actually go and you can check out the video that I did where I talk about how to go about finding and buying your own comic collection. I don't envision people finding and buying 100K of comics. That's just crazy. But there are opportunities out there for people. And so that video provides some practical tips. But when you look down the list, what you basically see are some cool comics that I have pulled from this collection. So we have Batman 442, for example. And then what you'll see here is that it's a little bit of context for me where I actually talk about why this book is really cool to me. And so whether you click on that little icon and go to this list, or if you just happen to be searching for Batman 442, you will still see this notation about my thoughts around this particular book. So we have Batman 442. We have Primer issue number 5, the fantastic graphic fantasy number 1. Shout out to Eric Larson. The Fear Adventure Into. This is an early appearance of Morbius. X-Men number 2, Daredevil number 1, Doctor Strange number 2, Black Panther number 1, Incredible Hulk 418, and of course the Amazing Spider-Man 361. Sorry about that. These are all books that I have pulled out of the 100K comic book collection. And shout out to Key Collector app for partnering with me and allowing me to have this platform to be able to share some cool books with you guys. So in addition to the Digging in My Shorts videos that I'll be releasing, I'll also be updating this list in Key Collector app on like a rolling basis. I'm not sure exactly how frequently we'll do it. I already have 20 books identified. So Nick put up the first 10. At some point, we'll refresh it with the other 10 and we'll keep this thing going. So there you go. Scrolling down, who's in Mexico? I missed a comment here. Thank you, Adam. I definitely appreciate that. Somebody was in Mexico and I missed it. Scrolling. Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you, Primer 5, bro. I want to say I have like 6 copies of it. I think I have like 6 copies in the collection. One of them is really nice. The others are pretty darn solid. So thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. Glad that you are enjoying the content. That I'm gonna tell you, it makes my day when people send me those messages and kind of talk about the fact that they're enjoying the content. It makes me feel good. So no, I'm not next to Comic Tom. First of all, Alex, I'm ahead of Comic Tom. 2 ahead, but I'm not keeping score. Oh man, I'm scrolling through the comments here. Henry says, I use that app daily. Nice to see Reggie representing on there. Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you, brother, I recommend Key Collector app often. And I recommended this app long before I had a relationship with Nick. I want to say the first time that I reached out to Nick was like more than 2 years ago, probably. That's about the time that I really started getting back into comics and started collecting. I found Key Collector app. I started using it religiously. And it is just a part of the arsenal, and I'm fortunate that I was able to connect with Nick again and again and again, and we were able to make some magic happen, man. But it is definitely a fantastic resource, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little jealous that I did not come up with the idea because it's a really awesome idea. I have never used cover price outside of when I interviewed them for the channel more than a year ago. I was doing a string of interviews, and I was interviewing a lot of the folks from the different pricing services. So we had comicspriceguide.com. We had Cover Price on here. We were talking a lot about just like pricing guides and the role that they play. I was interviewing a lot of people, CGC facilitators, the whole 9 yards. So they came on and we did a cool interview, but that is not a website that I use on a regular basis. There are some that I use literally every day, and that is unfortunately not one of them. So scrolling up through the comments here, seeing if I missed anything. What do you say? Buy 100K comics, comic collection, and companies come calling. I hope not. I hope we don't start artificially inflating prices over here. Universal Exports, man. I hope you heard me, brother. I was just talking about you a few moments ago. Eagle Eye Keith right here spotted it the other day. You know. All right. Oh, there we go, Joe from Mexico. It's good to see you, brother. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. All right. So how come ASM 110 is not on Key Collector? Really? Oh no. Well, so the books that are on that list, Catherine, are books that have been pulled from the collection. Unfortunately, Amazing Spider-Man 110 is not in the collection. And I want to say I was about to say I found every Spider-Man bin, but I have not been through every Spider-Man bin. There's still a couple. There's one I just pulled out of the storage this weekend that is in the basement. And then there's like one or two more that are Web of Spider-Man that I have not been through, but I have been through at least two with Amazing Spider-Man. Maybe three. I lose track sometimes. Man, I'm trying, brother. I am trying. What is this? I'm waiting for your first CBCS graded book in the new case. Man, you might be waiting for a long time, brother. You might be waiting for a long time because this may be the closest that we get for a while. I talked about this on the after show that I did. I think that what CBCS has done with their cases is outstanding. I really do. I think that the case that they have created is an advancement over the previous. And if you have not seen the comparison video where I show the old case versus the new case, the improvements are night and day in terms of the quality of the case. But for me, I don't pick my grading company based upon a label or a case. You know, when I drew out on that sheet of paper years ago, the pros and cons and what was important to me, those things that were important to me that I looked for in a grading company are essentially unchanged, right? Those things are unchanged. And the company that I went with, I'm still very much happy with that company and probably will not change, not unless something dramatic happens. I'm the guy that still wears the same pair of dress shoes from the exact same company because I'm loyal to brands. I don't expect brands to be loyal to me, but I am loyal to brands because of the quality of what I get with that thing, right? If it makes sense. So, and again, here you go, Jeff. I think it is very much a personal choice. And that was essentially what I was alluding to right there. You know, I looked at the different grading companies. I looked at what was important for me with my collection, and I made a decision that worked for me, right? And there's a video on the channel where I talk about the best third-party grading companies that are out there. And the truth is that the best one is the one that you pick. The best one is the one that meets your needs as an individual collector. It has nothing to do with what Regie says or what Regie recommends. You should do what makes sense for you in your wallet. If it's PGX, great. If it's EGS, perfect. If it's CBCS, even better, right? If it's whatever it is, you should do that thing, because so much of it, in my opinion, is personal preference and personal choice. So shout out to you, Jeff. So scrolling through, seeing what else you guys are. Oh man, bro, did I read Empire? It is sitting outside of this room right now. I have not yet read it. I actually hit up this weekend I hit 2 comic shops with my daughter. And we went in and we picked up several books. One of them was Empire. I have not read it. It is sitting right outside. There's a lot of things that I did read, like Venom 25, Thor 5, Black Winter. But I have not read Empire just yet. So I will read that very soon. So scrolling through the comments here, seeing what I missed. Seeing if I missed anything. What is this? Regie, we need twice daily. Brother, I'm not digging in my shorts that often. I'm gonna just tell you right now. So man, I went through 2 bins. I went through 2 bins last night and then 1 bin earlier today. If you are on the Twitch machine, if you're on the Twitch machine, there is a video up. I went live yesterday on Twitch and actually showed those folks a couple of books. I went through 1 bin and then I filmed it and I did a live stream and kind of showed some of the books that I went through. But I went through a Batman bin right after that live stream and found a nice additional stack of books. So let me see what else. Let me see. Regie, your content is amazing. People, please remember, collect what you love. Boom. That man, that is the secret right there, because at the end of the day, it's not my money you're spending, it's your money. And if you're going to spend your money, you should buy something that makes you happy. Don't buy it because I said it. Buy it because you enjoy it, man. And again, if you buy it and you enjoy it, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what happens with the price, right? At least if you buy what you like and you enjoy what you buy and you read it, then you at least get that. You at least get that. I had somebody the other day say to me, why do you buy so many modern comics when they're going to be worthless? And my immediate thought was, well, please show me the crystal ball that you have that tells you that the books that I'm buying are actually going to be worthless, right? First, show me that crystal ball, because I would love to see that crystal ball if there is one that can predict the future. The other thing that I always tell people is if I buy a modern comic and I read it and I enjoy it, I've gotten some entertainment out of it. 1, 2, I have a tangible thing that I can read again and again, that I can put in a bin and I can collect and I can sort and I can organize and I can put in CLZ and I can do all this other stuff with it. It has value beyond just the initial read, right? I am a collector. I like to collect stuff, right? Now, if you like to go out to dinner, you go out to dinner and you spend a lot of money on food. And then after that meal, you basically have nothing tangible left. You go to the movies, you watch a movie, you're entertained, you have nothing tangible left. There's lots of forms of entertainment that results in nothing tangible on the other side. At least with a comic, you have the momentary entertainment of the comic, and then you have something tangible that you can enjoy again and again and again. And maybe it'll be worth something. And depending upon how you buy and how long you plan to collect and what happens with your collection over time, that book could be worth something. Who knows? Who knows what could happen, right? I mean, heck, you even look at it. There was a point in time when people used to throw away Amazing Fantasy 15. People used to throw away Batman #1 and Superman #1 and Action Comics #1 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. People used to throw those things away because people naively believed that those things were worthless and not worth anything. And to me, it's like, I welcome people still having that mindset, because that reduces the overall volume of these books that are out there that I have in my collection, and it helps the value of those books actually go up. So, to each his own, to each his own. All right. So far we've spoken about Valiant and what Valiant is actually doing, bringing back Exo Man of War in the upcoming, I think it was Bloodshot issue #8. The Boys season 2 is coming back starting, I think it was September 4th. I'm definitely excited about that. Season 1 was fantastic. I'm looking forward to season 2. Also announced Key Collector app, my partnership with them. They're going to be featuring one of my videos along with a ongoing list of comics that I am pulling out of my own collection, my 100K collection. It is going to be featured there. And I want to say you can actually get that free. Like, there's a couple of ways you can do Key Collector app. One of them is paid and the other is free. I believe you have access to my stuff for free. And there's a couple of really cool books. So if you guys download the app and check it out, there's some cool stuff there that I think that you guys will enjoy. And I want to acknowledge real quick the super chat that just popped in here from Master Blaster. Much love to the Gibbon gang, putting on my big boy. Oh Oh my gosh. So if you have a Gibbon related book like Marvel Tales, you're JV. You're JV Gibbon Gang. You're not official Gibbon Gang, but you know you're affiliated. You're affiliated to be varsity, to be Gibbon Gang. You have to get Amazing Spider-Man 110, and I will tell you, you have to get Amazing Spider-Man 110 without paying a crazy amount of money for it, right? I do not encourage anybody spending a crazy amount of money on Amazing Spider-Man 110. But if you do get a copy of it, you are automatically in the Gibbon Gang. And I'm still waiting for the person that paid way too much money for that really high grade copy of Amazing Spider-Man 110 on eBay to pop up and tell me who they are. Because I was bidding on that book and I found out, I think it was Ariel was also bidding on that book at the same time as me. And we both tapped out. We both tapped out when the price started to get a little bit too crazy. But shout out to Gibbon Gang. Shout out to everybody out there that has picked up a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 110. I definitely appreciate you guys and appreciate you enjoying the fun of buying Amazing Spider-Man 110 and Marvel's newest superhero. All right. Or action star. All right. So want to go ahead and get ready to get to the giveaway. So bear with me as we work our way to that. I want to give you guys a heads up on a couple of the videos that are going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. We are going to Harvey Abel's point, we are going to be digging in my shorts all over again. Well, technically we dig in a long box and we take the books out of the long box and we put it in a short box. So I still didn't dig in my shorts. So we are going to be dropping one of those videos this week. Shout out to Master Blaster who just did the super chat. I think it was him that actually recommended that I spend some time talking about lessons learned as a collector. And so I'm dropping a video where I'm actually talking about some of the lessons that I've learned as a collector. I will tell you, as you watch that video, there's some contradictions. There's a couple of contradictions because depending upon the situation, I may do one thing, versus another situation where I may do something else. And those two things, because the situations are different, when you hear the advice, they seem to conflict, but it's all about the context of what the actual situation is. But I'll run through a list of things where I've learned some lessons. There's some things that I would do differently. There's some things that I won't. And so I think that's a good video. This video was actually supposed to run last week, but because of the CBCS case that came in, it got bumped to this week. So that video will be coming out. I'll also be doing a haul and a haul of comics and also some original art. And I want to say the haul might actually be books from the 100K collection. So I sometimes get frisky and I unbox books from the collection. And I don't have a camera set up. So I think I unbox some original art, and then I also show you some books from the collection. So that's one of the videos this week. And then I'm also going back to the 80s. So I've been on this tear where I have been talking about cartoons and toys and comics from the 80s. So there is another one that we are going to be dropping this week. And I will tell you that there is more than meets the eye to this particular video. So I think that you guys will hopefully enjoy that. And all of those videos that I just mentioned will be coming out Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then I'm also dropping one podcast this week. The podcast will be dropping on Monday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So a lot of good content coming out this week, and then I may also be going live at one point this week as well. All right. So scrolling down, what is this? What does that say? I was at a con, bought New Mutants. I'm sorry. What is that? Oh, wait a minute. A near mint. Secret Wars 8 and had Mike Zeck sign it for $5. No COA, CGC, or CBCS with both grading companies at the con. Would I restore Fantastic Four 3 if you had a beautiful copy with the tear in the corner? No, I would not. I would not. I would keep the blue label. I would not restore it. Not at all. Did you see that? Did you see how I just got a woven in there? Mike Zack for the win, indeed. Mike Zack for the win. JW, how you doing? He says, first time watcher, digging your show. Thank you, brother. Welcome to the live stream. We tend to have a good time over here, so I definitely appreciate you swinging by and checking us out a little bit. Man, good luck with that, brother. She is hot right now. I mean, again, Comic Tom. I don't know if it's Comic Tom. I don't know if it's her. I don't know. Like all of a sudden, everywhere I go, I hear I hear Peach. I hear Peach wherever I go, and I don't know why that is, but hey, salute to that. Anytime you can get your name out there and make some magic happen, salute to you. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get ready to give away a really cool book. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. The phrase for this week was Alan Moore. Alan Moore was the phrase for the week. And the reason for that is because Alan Moore was the writer for this book right here, Saga of Swamp Thing, issue number 37. This is the first full appearance of John Constantine, 9.4 white pages, a really nice book. Somebody is going to be getting this. And if you are indeed the winner, I need you to send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com, giving me your real name, your screen name, your mailing address, and I will bundle this book up for you. You have to send me an email. No Instagram, none of that kind of stuff. Don't send it to my Gmail. Send it to that email, because I save all of the records in case we ever have any issues, in case, the sponsor's like, hey, who got this book or that book? I have records of all that stuff. So make sure you send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com. I will bundle that up along with the exclusive variant from Go Collect, and I will send this all out to you in the post as soon as I get your message. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and we will look at all of the individuals that were able to find the video that was released this week with the phrase, and the phrase was Alan Moore. All you had to do once you had that phrase was head over to the community tab, find the post where I talked about the book, click on the link, go to MailChimp, and plug in a few pieces of information. So these are all of the individuals right here that were able to successfully do that. And as a reminder, if you enter the contest, if you're thinking about entering the contest, please do not put up anything related to the phrase. This is the video with the phrase, hey, Regie, great giveaway book. None of that stuff. Let's stay away from any of that kind of stuff. All right. Let me go ahead and stop sharing real quick. Let me do this super chat real quick before it gets away from me. Shout out to my girl Norma from Bubs Comics. It's good to see you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Shout out to your girl for sure. Shout out to your girl. All right. Definitely appreciate you coming by. So let me go ahead now, and we are going to randomize these dice, and then we are going to give away a really cool book. All right. So here it is. We're going to randomize the list here. I'm not the list, but roll the dice. I don't know if you guys can see that. It was a heck of a delay. So we've rolled 8. We are going to randomize this list a total of 8 times. And it is always my luck. I tend to get high numbers. So we're going to randomize this thing. We go back to the list here. It's the exact same list. We're going to randomize it once right there. Scrolling down, 331 people. That is 2 right there. That is 3. I think that's one of the larger that we've done in recent months. I think that is 4. Halfway there. Here is 5. Here is 6. Here is 7 right there. And the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway, the winner of a Saga of the Swamp Thing, number 37, first full appearance of John Constantine, is Swift One. Swift One, you are the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. I'll make the list a little bit bigger so that you guys can actually see it. See my man Squirrel Madness there. Bearded Comic Collector in 13. Rob is in 12. Scrolling through, I don't really know a lot of it. Oh, Legally Burning. Well done. T-Bone is in there. All right. Very good. Very good. So Swift One, please send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com with all of your information. We'll get this bundled up to you. You have 1 week from today to respond, to get that over to me. And if not, then we start to work our way down the list. It's only happened a couple of times. In 72 weeks, it's only happened a couple of times. So definitely congrats to you, Swift One. I will bundle this up and get it sent out to you in a timely manner. All right. There looks like there was another super chat that I missed. Let me scroll here real quick. Let me get rid of that. There was another super chat. JW statues. I definitely appreciate that. First time in a live stream, drops a super chat. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that. What is this? Oh my, here we go. This is why I say it, and I mean it. Some of the best subscribers around. my man Lee does a fantastic job of keeping metrics for me. Like, he tells me how many times people have won, like if there's multiple winners that have actually won. He keeps track of these statistics. So 331 is the second most ever. 336 is the record. Shout out to you, Lee. I definitely appreciate you, bro. This dude has a spreadsheet for everything. I'm gonna tell you, he has a spreadsheet for everything, and I love him for that because I honestly lose track of some of these statistics. So I'm glad that I have him as a member of the channel, as a Patreon member, and as a friend, because I talked to Lee a fair bit behind the scenes. So shout out to you, brother. I definitely appreciate it. And I also appreciate JW Statues. Thank you very much for the super chat. Come back again. I mean, seriously, come back anytime. All right, so let me scroll through the comments here. Yeah, man, there's a couple. There's a couple of ones that we do that are really large. Lee, do you know the answer to that? Chuck is asking a question here. I don't know if you have that very handy. He says he's a nerd with the spreadsheet. At least you can admit it, brother, because I was going to say it, but but yeah. And the thing is, I wonder if it does have something to do with the book. I honestly, my assumption is that it does. I'm assuming that it has something to do with the book that is being given away. I mean, the truth of the matter is that this is actually a pretty expensive book, right? It's a pretty expensive book. I want to say the FMV was like $300 or something like that. So we normally do books around 150 to about 200-ish. Sometimes I go a little bit above, sometimes I go a little bit below, depending upon what's going on. But there are some books that I don't think have wide appeal. And then there's others that I think people do find appealing. And then sometimes the dollar amount of that book is appealing. And I can tell you, I know some people that have actually won the book, turned around and sold the book, and then bought something that they really wanted. And I respect that as well. I take no offense to that. I take no offense to that one. So there you go. Captain Marvel, number 33, episode 67, or FMV was 180. See, that now it just throws it all out the window. It just goes all out the window right there. Yeah, man, he is no joke, man. He is no joke. What is this? All right, so I am going to wrap this live stream up, man. I am extremely tired. I want to go get in this hot tub and soak for a little bit. I scheduled a very large meeting tomorrow morning with a bunch of people for work on the East Coast, and the only time that I could find available to chat with these folks is at 6 a.m. my time. So that means that I need to sleep quick, wake up, and power some coffee and be refreshed, because I'm leading a call with some pretty senior level people at basically 6 a.m. my time. So I really messed myself up, but sometimes work gets in the way of the stuff that you really want to do. My hope is that I'll be able to end my day early and maybe play with some comics. That's the only trade-off that makes sense, right? So I do want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this show. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. And so I definitely appreciate everybody, very large group of people being with me tonight. So thank you guys for that. If you need to reach out to me, you can do it on Instagram, which is my preferred means of communication, at Regie Collects. And if you need to send me an email, you can do that as well. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the Patreon members. There are several Patrons that actually increased their Patreon contributions over like the last week and a half. And I want to say thank you to those individuals that have done that. Also, thank you to all the new Patreon members. If you guys have some time, head over to the website. There's some cool stuff on the website. I'm actually going to be putting up some new stuff, hopefully very soon, if the shipment actually comes in. So stay tuned for that. The website, regiecollects.com. And like I said, if you need me, I am not too hard to find. The best way, honestly, is Instagram. But if you need to send me an email, you can do that as well at reggie@regiecollects.com. Take care.